Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 4. Now, before I talk about this actual volume, I swear I recorded a video for this before. I remember reading it, I remember recording it, because the light novel, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Secret Love Story, that has characters that are introduced in this volume, and so I wanted to read this first before I got to that. I could not find the video, so I'm rereading it now, and I want to record it again. So after last volume, Volume 3, we had like a big dramatic story arc with Hakari and Hahari. That's all behind us. Hahari has sort of integrated into the cast. We are now moving into a more back into the routine before then, right? Where Rentaro meets a girl, he has to win over the girl, and then he introduces her to the Rentaro family, and they sort of bond, right? That's sort of the structure of this series, with the Hahari arc kind of being like a wrench in that. But we're back more to formula here. And so this volume starts off with Rentaro and the girls eating on the roof. They say they want something from the school cafeteria, so Rentaro goes to get it. There he bumps into a girl named Kurumi, whose name I did not write down all of it, Haraga Kurumi, and they bump into each other, and they meet eyes. Rentaro knows that she's his soulmate, so he's going to try and win her over, right? Her sort of character quirk is hearing things or seeing things make her think of food, and when she gets a craving for food, she can get really grumpy, but once she eats that food, she simmers down. So their introduction is a little rough because they are trying to buy the last of the same thing at the cafeteria, and then Rentaro splits it with her, and then they sort of part ways. He enjoys watching her eat. I forget exactly how it's explained, but basically it's like, because she's so passionate about food, the way she eats it makes it like look more delicious or something like that. So they part ways, and the next day Rentaro purposely runs into her again, and this time Kurumi is looking for a food that was on some like TV show the night before. Everyone at school had saw it and has been talking about it, and she's had a craving for it all day. She gets to the cafeteria, and it's not there. And she runs all over the place, trying to find it, can't find it. Rentaro, though, went to the school cafeteria, bought foods with similar ingredients, and made her the food. And there we go. They're now boyfriend and girlfriend. The next chapter, Rentaro introduces Kurumi to the group, and Kurumi is kind of not really combative, excuse me, but she makes it clear that she's not really here to make friends, and she's only here because, her and Rentaro are dating now. And so Rentaro has a plan to make them get closer, and that is to introduce them, to enter them as a group into a food-eating competition where the prize is like it was ice cream or gelato or something by like a famous chef, and you enter as teams, and whichever team eats the most gets this prize. So this is a good team bonding experience for everybody. Kurumi is still sort of standoffish, saying like, I'll enter all the things myself, it doesn't matter, and you guys can spread out however you want. I'll be fine on my own, basically. We get some old characters coming back. The Guerrilla Syndicate from, I don't remember if it was just last volume, Volume 3, or if it was Volume 2, where they did the competition to get the picture with the wedding dress. But they were in that. They're back here. They're fun. And then another character that is going to be like a big problem for them is Takeko Super Deluxe, who is a big fat person who wins a bunch of food competitions. And I'm pretty sure this character is based on somebody like actually from Japan, because I swear I heard like on like a Japanese variety show, like clips and stuff I've seen online, There's somebody, I don't remember what their name is, but it's something super deluxe, I swear. So I think they're based on a real person. So we're doing an eating competition. Our cast is sort of checking in, competing in different events. Right away, they cut out most of the people, so we only have to focus on the three, the Rentaro family, the Guerrilla Syndicate, and Takeko. And it's just a competition. Everybody's eating as much as they can. Like, the first round is just eating as much rice as you can to get out everybody else. The way everybody else kind of loses is, it was mentioned before, Kurumi eats. She makes things seem way more appetizing because she loves food so much and she enjoys it so much. So that's how a lot of people get knocked out. And then eventually they just compete in this competition. The Rentaro family wins. The Guerrilla Syndicate, they do not win. They all end up leaving in an ambulance. Takeko Super Deluxe, it turns out, isn't actually a big fat person. They're wearing a suit with like a fake lower mouth. So like it would open and they would put food in and it would go into like a tube in a bucket in their stomach. Because everybody ate so much, they had to eat so much and they lost. They couldn't fit anymore. And that's that story. It's a fun arc. It's like, those are some of my favorite parts of the series, is when like we've got the whole group just sort of working together to do something, like the flower catching thing to win the picture with the wedding dress, and then like this, where it's just like, all right, everybody's doing what they can, they're helping everybody where they can. There's a scene where Nano is trying to eat, but because she doesn't eat regular food, she only eats supplements. She's struggling, and so it's like, all right, when people are in like a life or death situation, their base animal instincts kick in. So I'm I'm afraid of heights. I'm gonna go somewhere high. My instincts will kick in, my survival instincts will kick in, and I'll just swallow this food that I need to eat. So like stuff like that comes in. It's a lot of fun. Eventually, Kurumi accepts the group, as they always do, and we move on. And then we get like a couple of one-off chapters. I don't remember what order they're in. There's one where Kusri creates a medicine that turns everybody into babies, and then Rentaro and Hakari are the only two that didn't get turned into babies, and now they have to babysit. There's another one where, it's another Kusri one, where she's just got like a little toy, because she's like age regressed herself, right? So she's childlike. She's got a little toy, she's playing, she's having fun. And because, like, on the radio, the horoscope said something about her luck. And, like, something, like, lucky item was something about a bird that can't fly. And Rentaro this whole time was, like, basically in a Speedo, just watching. And because, I don't remember all the details, but basically her horoscope meant she could die. And Rentaro was wearing the lucky item from his horoscope to try and protect her. That's it. It was a fun little story. We got a couple of fun little one-shots like that. And then the rest of this volume is about the second girl, Mado May, who has been here secretly for a while now. She is Hahari's maid. She is a character that's like always has her eyes closed. And the way this kicks off is the group's talking about eye colors, and Hahari mentions that May has rainbow eyes. And there's like a fun chapter where they're trying to do things to get her to open her eyes. Once they finally get her to open them, her and Rentaro look at each other, finally, and they're soulmates, right? There's even like a funny joke about how, like, if your eyes are always closed, how do you see? And she's like, who said I could see? Which is a funny little gag. And then, unlike other girls, Rentaro doesn't really have to try and win over May. Hahari just says, like, well, if you're in love with him, date him. And she's like, okay. And that's sort of where the conflict with her comes in, where Rentaro is trying to break her out of that. She is very subservient and constantly putting everybody above herself. And so her whole chapter is, she wants to treat Rentaro as a servant, and instead of trying to date him. And so he's trying to break her out of that by giving her an impossible task that she can't do. And they eventually come to an understanding about that. And it's a fun little chapter. And then we get the final chapter of this is just another little one-off where Everybody's in maid outfits, and they're having a water gun fight. That's it. Uh, this is a fun volume. Kurumi is fun. Mei is fun. I think of the two, though, Mei is like the most surprising, like, addition, because usually, like, a character's introduced and then, oh, they're Rentaro's soulmate, and we do the whole song and dance, right? But with her, she's just been in the background this whole time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she was one of your soulmates this whole time, but just because you hadn't looked at her, you didn't. It didn't work yet. So I think that's a lot of fun. Overall, fun volume. The big food eating competition is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that chapter. And yeah, I really like this series. I'm excited to watch season 2. I held off on watching season 2 once I decided I was going to reread the series and do videos like this. So I don't know how many volumes I'm going to have to read to get to season 2. But I'm excited to watch that because I want to see, like, what kind of voices. I think Mei already had a speaking role in the first season, so her voice might be familiar. But, like, I'm interested to see, like, what Kurumi's like in the anime, things like that. But yeah, that's it for the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.